Hey everybody, welcome to Valentine TV once again. Okay, I am going to do a reaction from The Truth Is, and everybody that knows me knows that I love The Truth Is, and he's going to be talking about Candace Owens, so evidently it's been a lot of people because he only writes on like make videos and do his deep dives on stuff that people has written in his comments, like me. No one, I ain't put her in there, but want to know for him to check out some people. You know what I mean? So if he puts it on the screen, I'm gonna show y'all what I can. I can't show y'all the um behind the stuff you have to put behind the wall. What y'all call Patreon? I can't. I'm scared to do that part. But if it's on YouTube, I'm gonna put it on here, y'all. So as you come in, please hit the subscribe button and the like button, and hit the notification bells so you know when I go live. Uh, and remember, people, this is a reaction channel. I will be talking. If you want to see the video with, I'm sorry, y'all. I be seeing stuff pop up on the screen that's weird, and it be scaring me thinking I'm gonna mess up. Um, yeah, if y'all want to see the video without any, talking or interruptions or anything, just go to The Truth Is. It's on YouTube. Okay, so without further ado, here we go. And if I mess up, I apologize, but I gotta just relax. Okay.
Witnessed the moderate rise of political commentator Candace Owens. She has made a name for herself by giving what some would call far-right conservative commentary, growing a sizable audience of millions on YouTube who go to her for everything from politics to world news. When I was first introduced to Candace on YouTube,
Y'all, before he starts, please, I'm not taking sides with none of nothing, okay? Except my Lord and Savior up there, Jesus Christ, all right? So I am not doing Democrats and Republicans, none of that. This is all about how Candace Owens is, jumping from one side to the other. She's straddling the fence. Whichever one got the most money on it, she will jump over that fence and go to that side. Then the other one, she'll jump over and go to that side. So she's just split. Okay? Just please listen to the end. Okay? And don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button for the ones who haven't, because y'all been helping me out this week. Thank y'all so very much.
I listened to one of her videos and I thought she was making some very important points. I'm not at all into politics, and you guys know that about me. I don't choose sides as I don't give my attention to the show. But what I liked about Candace was that she seemed to stand up for traditional Christian values. Not only was she calling out people like Cardi B for pushing degeneracy to her female fans, but she was also calling out the secret elite men who pull the strings behind the scenes. From the first impression of her, I thought she was on the side of the growing truth movement. But as I saw her grow in the media space, I started seeing an opposing side to what she presented herself as. She seemed to become more and more hypocritical and less honest the bigger she became, to the point where I started to see who Candace Owens really is. In today's episode, I will prove that Candace isn't who she claims to be. She is a puppet of the elite she pretends to be against. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about Candace Owens. Let's get right into it. Right now, Candace Owens is one of the most popular right-wing conservative commentators online. She has grown a YouTube following of over 4 million subscribers, with most of her podcast episodes accumulating millions of views per upload. She has managed to build a massive platform that is supposed to stand on traditional Christian values. She managed to do all this seemingly overnight, with massive attention since the very beginning of her career. Before we get into the reasons why Candace Owens is controlled opposition, let's look into her background to understand her a bit more. In 2015, before all the popularity, Candace Owens was not working in commentary. She was actually the CEO of a company called Degree 180, which was labeled a marketing agency, but was really just a blog made by Candace Owens. In those days, she used her blog to write about liberal ideas, and in fact, back then, she used to make fun of Donald Trump, who eventually became her hero, which compared to what she is known for today, seems highly hypocritical, but we will get into more of that later. The Candace Owens the world knows today wasn't born until 2016 when she decided to launch a website called socialautopsy.com, a website that was supposed to be a tool used against cyberbullying. The website was supposed to help people being cyberbullied identify their bully and essentially dox them. As the way the website would work, the person being cyberbullied would take a screenshot of the person cyberbullying them and then upload it to the website. The website would then give them the personal information of the person. When Candace announced her website, it wasn't well received, with many commentators speaking out against it, as it was clearly a massive privacy issue and a tool that could.
Dang, I know Candace did that. That's crazy. Man, that's crazy. I okay, I was trying to see some. Okay. Okay. Yeah, y'all know that's messed up. So I wonder is that what it got that can't be what it got doxing from. But if she had it, I know she was getting a lot of uploads. I know that Candace. Okay, let's let it keep going, y'all, because that ain't the worst of the worst.
Could be used for doxing. Some people were so upset at the idea that they began to cyberbully her, even going as far as to dox her and leak her personal information online. This is when she decided to take a break from the internet and disappeared for some time, coming back as the new conservative Candace Owens. Candace admits herself that she became a conservative overnight and blames this specific incident for it. Candace started becoming popular in 2018 when she co-founded and promoted Bleckit, which was a campaign to convince black liberals to convert to conservatives. She also began speaking out against the Black Lives Matter movement that had sparked after the death of George Floyd. What made her most popular, though, was this tweet by Kanye West. As Kanye tweeted back in 2018 that I like the way Candace Owens thinks, this launched her online presence instantly. She started being invited to massive media platforms like Fox to speak about her new conservative views. One day,
She was already compromised, y'all. She's already compromised, everybody. Just for the record, just so you know. Just she's she's not all the way. She's straddling. Okay? Straddling.
day to the next, Candace had switched sides and she was instantly catapulted to the very top of the conservative media space. Now, when I first discovered Candace, I didn't know she was a political commentator. I thought she was a truth teller who was exposing the truth. As I said, I don't keep up with politics and I don't even vote. I think it's all just a facade system created to create the illusion of choice. Give people the feeling they have some control over our country, when in reality, those who truly control our country can't be voted for. I have also exposed how all but one US president is related to the royal family, all of them being relatives of King John of England. Something else I have proven so many times
Yeah.
is that America was created by Freemasons. Most of the American founding fathers were Freemasons. Many of the US presidents have been open Freemasons, while the rest are closeted Masons. To this day, you can't become a president unless you're a part of the royal bloodline and are a Freemason. The entire right wing and
So every president has been a Mason, no matter if you are Republic or Democrat or conservative or I don't know about conservative, but if you have been a president of these United States of America, you are you have been a Freemason and are a Freemason, and y'all really work together. So really ain't no such thing as Democrat and Republic. It's really not. But I vote for a sticker. I just vote to get a sticker. Okay, so all right, so let's go.
Left liberals is all nonsense created for division and to separate people. What laws get passed and the things that change aren't because of the Democratic or Republican administrations. It isn't because of the left or the right side. It's because those who really run the world wanted it to happen. They created both sides, and they're the ones who dictate what will happen. That's why it's called the right wing and the left wing. They're two wings of the same beast.
The
The fact
same
that Candace
beast.
buys into politics so much and pushes aside is something that instantly exposes who she really is to me. Before I expose the true Candace Owens, let's take a look at the things that made me initially like her. One of the things that I liked when I first found her content was that she had no issue standing up for Christianity. She would bring up the obvious decline in traditional Christian values. She had no issues calling out the system in that aspect. For example, in this clip, she could be heard blaming Hollywood for pushing propaganda against Christian beliefs.
You thought Christianity was something that to be embarrassed of growing up, and that is by design. They used to teach the Bible in classrooms all across the US. We used to pray in schools, and lawsuits were filed, and that all went away beginning in the 1960s. And it's been intentional. It's been intentional to divide Christians, to make people like me feel embarrassed to have had extremely Christian grandparents who wanted us to pray around the dinner table, and they're doing that again. They want you to think that being a Christian now is synonymous with white supremacy. Who is behind it? Well, we know that anything that is demonic and backwards and satanic will, of course, be sponsored by Hollywood, which is, for the record, demonic and backwards and satanic.
They are constantly attacking the family unit because the government wants full control over your life. It's the same reason, by the way, that they mock Christians, because the goal is to make sure that you believe in nothing but government deliverance. That for every problem that you have, which, by the way, the government created, the government can somehow solve it. That is the idea. The idea is, well, we need the government to give us welfare. We need the government to give us COVID checks. What are we going to do? Government. The government seeks to be the God in your life. So let me suggest that you get a real one.
What she said here, I agree with. I feel that this country has abandoned God, and it wasn't necessarily.
Now Candace she has flipped the script, everybody. Y'all just keep watching. She just flipped the script. This is the first time I ever really paid her any attention, except when she was going by the color thing, because I don't play that, that prejudice stuff. No. Especially when you the same color and you tripping. Okay, here we go.
Necessarily by choice, but by conditioning. The elite have used Hollywood and the music industry to corrupt the morals of our modern society. Hollywood has introduced a new moral system, which is no moral system. Candace spoke out about that and did it in a way I respected. She also spoke out about the music industry using female artists to push degeneracy and to convince women that doing OF and over-sexualizing themselves is a form of women empowerment. Again, this is something I agreed with Candace very much, and it's what made me initially like her. What I respected the most about Candace is that she appeared to have no issues with calling out the secret societies that run America, the Freemasons.
Right.
Candace Owens herself admits she knows America was established by Freemasons. She also admits that Masons have been rewriting history to align with their Masonic history. She stated all of this openly on her show.
What is Freemasonry? Full stop, okay?
Y'all, this the last time you're gonna hear about you're gonna see the real Candace in this clip right here. She flipped the script.
During the late Middle Ages, the world was united under the Holy Roman Catholic Church. And so if you had any opposition to the church throughout Europe, were forced to go underground, right? We were a Christian society. And among the only organized groups that were able to move freely throughout Europe were the guilds of stonemasons. And they would then be therefore, because they could move freely, hence Freemasons, were able to maintain meeting halls or lodges in really every major city. And the Masons were essentially very talented at architecture, and they had a bunch of secret knowledge, sometimes secret knowledge of architecture and of other topics. That knowledge was dated back to the times of Egypt, right? And it was essential maintaining this knowledge in the construction of European churches and cathedrals. So one of the things that is well known is that Freemasons were in opposition to the church, right? They want to crush the church, which is why it is not ironic that the person who founded the Mormon church, as just one example, many of the churches, the very many Protestant faiths that we have, was Joseph Smith, and he was a Freemason. That's a fact, just one example. Now, you may know some people that are Freemasons, and you're going, well, I know this person, and he goes to a lodge, and he's completely harmless. Yes, it is a known thing that 97% of Freemasons are not in the top tier degree of Freemasonry. It is understood that at the top tier degree of Freemasonry, you essentially become one of the makers of the world. And I remember, and I've spoken about this on this podcast, but one of the things that kind of ripped me into a new reality last year when I was studying with some priests was they sort of looked at me. I was in London at the time, and they just said to me in the kindest way possible, you Americans don't know anything about real history. You know nothing about your own country. You don't even know that your country was established by Freemasons, right? And it's interesting, of course, that I'm referring to Catholic priests. I believe a lot of the reasons why people hate Catholicism or hate Catholics is because Catholics know history. They have been recording history for a long time. So if you're a Freemason and you're working to rewrite history, or you're telling people that America was established because of this or because of that, and you completely remove the aspects of Freemasonry from our textbooks as they have, then yeah, you're going to be at conflict with the Catholic Church, who remembers everything and keeps, very good records of history. So just for those of you guys who've never even heard of that, and like I said, I would have been among you. I'm very new to relearning American history through the lens of Freemasonry. Some known Freemasons: George Washington was a Freemason. Thomas Jefferson was a Freemason. Benjamin Franklin was a Freemason. Buzz Aldrin was a Freemason. Don't get me started. For those of you that have listened to this podcast for a long time, you already know where I'm at when it comes to NASA and the weird satanic chants that they were doing to establish the Apollo program and all the weird stuff that happened leading up to the moon landings. I freaked out when I learned Buzz Aldrin was a Freemason. It's not helping my case in believing those moon landings. I'll tell you that for free. Franklin Roosevelt was another Freemason. Sigmund Freud, that got me into a lot of trouble this year because I started speaking about Sigmund Freud, member of B'nai B'rith, and I was telling you, like, this guy who keeps writing about child's, there are some things you should know about him. He was a Freemason. Mozart was a Freemason.
This is something that, once again, I pretty much agree with. Like I already said earlier, the Freemasons established America. I even played a clip of a play that was hosted by Freemasons. They depicted Masons dressed as George Washington and Benjamin Franklin, talking about how the Freemasons created America to operate strictly off Masonic principles. In that clip, Candace was speaking the truth. The Freemasons did create America and have rewritten history. All of these things that Candace said shows us that she knows the truth. But the fact that she knows the truth and is doing the things she is doing today proves she isn't a woman for the truth. Instead, she's just another controlled opposition puppet. Candace Owens was definitely planted in the right-wing conservative media space. This is easy to see and hard to deny. She literally came out of nowhere and was being tweeted out by Kanye West and being invited on Fox News. That was the first obvious red flag and clear indication that she is controlled opposition.
Yeah.
The system only bigs up those a part of the system. If Candace wasn't a part of that system, she wouldn't be tweeted out by Kanye or being invited on Fox News. She definitely wouldn't have 4 million followers or have that much algorithm support on YouTube and social media. All of this attention she is receiving proves the machine is pushing her. After looking deeper into her, I was able to find definitive proof that she's controlled opposition. See, Candace Owens was initially releasing her shows through a platform called Praise For You. Her Candace Owens show was hosted on there from 2018 until 2021. Praise For You is basically controlled by the Wilkes brothers, two billionaire brothers who invested over $8 million in that company.
So Praise For You. Okay, so she had her company going with Praise For You. I'm trying to let y'all see this little man. There he is. I don't know how to do that a little bit. Yeah. So she put her company under Praise For You, and she turned crooked, and they are pushing. So she has to say whatever they want her to say in order to make that money, and they'll keep pushing her as long as she keeps doing what they say. So she is now a freaking puppet, a sellout, right? Even though she got all them views and stuff, that's why I'm saying I take my time. God got me. That's okay. All right. Sellout. Candace. And she was the one She married a white man, but because she didn't like the black man, but she's Kanye is who is black can do no wrong. Weird. She doesn't. He'll show you better than me.
These billionaire elites who made their money in petroleum used PagerU to push whatever propaganda they wanted to push. Candace was just another mouthpiece to push whatever propaganda they wanted. In fact, Candace Owens even rallied for the private prison industries, the people who have monetized incarceration and has used shady techniques to increase the number of inmates they get. For example, like I explained before, the same people invested in the private prison industries are invested in the music industry. The record labels are encouraged to sign more gangster rappers to promote a criminal lifestyle in order to influence more people to end up in a private prison. Back in 2019, Candace did a video for the
Private
organization
prison.
Turning Point USA, which she is the communication director of. That video was essentially an ad for a private prison company called the Geo Group. The Geo Group's entire business is locking people up and making trillions of dollars off of it. The Geo Group wanted some good press, so they donated $50,000 to Turning Point USA. Immediately after they received that money, Candace Owens did a whole story on the Geo Group facility, praising it and claiming that private prisons are better than regular prisons. Clearly, this was a paid ad and a sponsorship, with Candace having no issues promoting the corrupt private prison industry. This clearly goes against her Christian values. Now, another clear indication that she's a controlled opposition puppet is the fact that she's a right-wing conservative commentator. Candace already knows the truth about America. She
Exactly.
knows America was created by Freemasons. She knows it is controlled by Freemasons. She knows all the presidents are Freemason puppets. But yet, she still plays the game and tries to convince her followers to pick a side and still be a part of the Matrix. The fact that she admits Freemasons run the country and it's all a sham, but then makes content consistently telling people to choose the right and vote for the right, tells you that she's controlled opposition. If she was really against the system for the truth, she wouldn't be endorsing either side and playing a part in the yearly play. Candace is such a shill that when she started her career, she made fun of President Trump's manhood size, making a blog post calling it small. She then became a conservative and Trump became God to her. But now she's once again calling Trump out and going against him. This woman is a
See?
mouthpiece grifter that can pick any side whenever she feels like it. I myself recommend you don't choose either side and just choose God, as he's our only
Hey,
real leader. Candace is just saying whatever they want her to say. This is what changed my perspective on her and also her transition from Christian to Catholic. Like I've already said before, I don't have issues with those who are
and y'all look at the checkered floors. I mean, long as we've been watching, I don't know if y'all watch The Truth Is or not, but I do. Y'all see those floors? Y'all see it, and the other part looks just like a lodge, and she's standing there, and y'all see her do her little hand just in a minute. You know, like this crazy. But anyway, yeah, I forgot what I was really gonna say, but yeah, just the checkered floors to yeah, cause yeah, I've been following this. The Truth Is for a while, y'all. Yeah, crazy, crazy. Oh, I'm almost about to mess up.
Catholics, as many people don't know the history of the church. I was
Oh, I was gonna say, y'all, please hit the like button, please, please, please.
born into a Catholic family, and I helped my family see the truth behind Catholicism. How the Roman Catholic Church is just a continuation of the pagan Roman Empire. Now, I'm not going to go deep into that in this video, as I just covered all of this on my Patreon exclusive video about the new American Pope. If you haven't seen that yet, go check it out after this one.
No,
Candace claims to know the history of America and how it is corrupted by the Masons, but then pretends to not know the history of the Roman Catholic
see,
Church and how it's just pagan
she
Roman
knows.
disguise. On top of this, these photos of her conversion ceremony was pretty strange, as the Catholic Church looked awfully similar to a Masonic lodge. In this picture, you can see the
Look,
church where she did her conversion, and you can quickly notice the Masonic checkerboard floor.
yeah,
You can
and the
also notice the
pillars.
2 Masonic pillars of knowledge that could be found at every Masonic lodge. You can't tell me this doesn't look
Tell me, that's just like the lodge on that side. Can y'all see me? It's taking a long time for my on the This side with the chairs, not the pews, the chairs, just like a Masonic lodge. Yeah, but she knows all about it. It's weird to me. You can know. I ain't gonna get into it. No, 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 no. Let me just go ahead.
Look like a Masonic lodge. Add this with photos like this one, in which Candace is seen doing.
There it go. See the gesture? See the hand? Yeah. Y'all got me. Okay, I do anything y'all tell me to do. Just keep pushing me up. Cause I ain't gonna never have to pass away and go there. To see the real demons down there or wherever they.
doing Masonic hand gestures while wearing a red Trump hat. If Candace admits to knowing about the Freemasons, why is she then using Masonic hand gestures? Why is she also converting to Catholicism? And why does this Catholic church look like a Masonic lodge? None of this is adding up. You know what else isn't adding up? Her connections to Kanye. Now, like I said earlier, Candace Owens owes most of her popularity to Kanye West. As if he wouldn't have shouted her out, she would likely still be unknown by most. But the thing is, Kanye shouting out Candace Owens already proves she is compromised. Let's take a look at her hypocrisy in full effect. Candace has spoken out against hip-hop artists like Cardi B, pushing degeneracy through their music. Every chance she got, she called out the horrible morals and messages in the mainstream music industry. But then she had no issues promoting Kanye West's Vultures album, an album in which Kanye presented his wife Bianca being sexualized right on the cover of the album. She even promoted some of the songs on the album that were openly pushing the very things she claims to be against. It doesn't make any sense. If she claims she is against the music industry pushing degeneracy, why would she then support Kanye doing that very thing openly? Another thing Candace Owens has spoken out about that I agree with is her views on adult content. She has claimed that adult content is targeted towards men to enslave and destroy them. She speaks out about this multiple times on her show and calls out people who engage in it and promote it. But when Kanye does it, it's okay, and she has nothing to say. If she has an issue with famous people promoting adult content, then why does she have no issues with one of the most famous people in the world pushing it? Kanye has come out and been open about his love for adult content. Not only did he tweet out adult content on his Twitter, which is followed by millions, but he promised to make an adult film site. One more thing. Remember in this video where Candace was talking about the Freemasons and how they used ancient Egyptian imagery and satanic imagery? Candace calls out the satanic imagery in Hollywood and the music industry all the time. Yet she said nothing about Kanye using that same satanic imagery in his music videos. In Kanye's Power music video, he's wearing a giant Horus chain. The Egyptian god Horus is one of the main Egyptian gods worshipped by occultists, specifically Freemasons, which is the reason they use the all-seeing eye of Horus, and Aleister Crowley's religion Thelema, as they see Horus as the god of the current age we're in. Kanye is an obvious occultist, and Candace obviously knows this, so why does she openly support him? Kanye goes against everything she claims to stand for. But like Candace happily admitted, she will support Kanye no matter what. That's because she's not about telling the truth. She's about being a controlled opposition puppet. Another controversial person that she promotes, despite them going against everything she promotes, is no other than Andrew Tate.
Y'all, now she's supposed this dude right here, who is a SA, or what you call him?
Tate has managed to fool the world into believing he's some kickboxing superhero that would save the world from being brokies and help them escape the Matrix, when in reality, he's an S-trafficking, slick-talking serpent who's the furthest thing from a morally based person. So many people were praising Andrew Tate as he was the poster child for the red pill space that is closely connected to the right-wing conservatives. Because he was so popular with those in the right wing, Candace knew she had to align herself publicly with him no matter what. In reality, Candace's relationship with Andrew Tate goes back to before he was even famous. Andrew Tate was actually friends with Candace Owens' husband, so her stance on Andrew Tate is completely compromised, and it's why she denies the obvious when it comes to him. Right now, Andrew Tate is being investigated for S-trafficking allegations. Allegations that Andrew Tate has basically admitted to doing several times, but now denies. There are countless interview appearances where Andrew openly admits he's a pimp and how he used cam girls to get rich. Yet, Candace had him on her platform and defended him countless times. Is she defending Andrew Tate because of what he stands for? Or is it because he's connected to her husband? It also helps that he's loved by the red pill, which she
And then look at her husband over there. Wow, he looks like he's scared. Or I don't know. He just don't look like this. The first time I ever seen her husband, y'all, and he the one with all the hair. He looks. I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know.
She knows is a part of her core audience. The fact that she defends Andrew Tate is enough evidence that she isn't on the side of the truth. She's a mouthpiece for whoever pays her. Right now, Candace is easily making millions of dollars pretending to be a truth warrior, when in reality, she's a puppet with alternative agendas. If you stand for the truth, don't support the lies. Don't listen to a woman who is pushing whatever propaganda they pay her to push. Nothing about her is authentic. She is a puppet of the worst kind. Since so many people have been waking up lately and seeing the truth, the elite are now creating so many controlled opposition agents like never before to misguide our movement. Candace claims Christ is king, but then is supporting those who call themselves God. She called out Lil Nas X for mocking Christianity, but said nothing to Kanye for calling himself God and mocking Christianity. The hypocrisy is on another level with this woman. I provided more than enough evidence to prove she's controlled.
Yeah, you did enough proof. And I know I always say something about even though I love Kendrick, don't get me wrong, but you know when he wear the thing on his head, or when it looked like he's walking on water, even though you can tell he's really not walking. But in my head, I'm like, what? So those are the two things about as far as Kendrick goes. I don't like when he does that. That's it. But anyway, I am going to let it go right here. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit that like button. And if you'd like to donate to help me out with the channel, it is on the screen. $1. Anything will help me out, please. All right. Broken Boy said hi. Ain't you something you can't write? As soon as Darren was asking for somebody to donate, but I'm glad you came. Thank you for coming. I don't remember seeing you, but hey, Broken Board, yeah. Think both of us are right now, huh? But anyway, y'all, I just thought I'd let y'all know, what the truth is, what was going on with them. I always like his videos, and when he's calling people out and can prove it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always showing stuff. Always, no matter what. I ain't gonna say no matter what, but long as it's straight up. All right, y'all. Okay. Thank y'all for coming over here watching with me. I'll talk to y'all later, okay? All right. Thank you. Bye.